Did you know that there are three major ways to access the equity in your home without having to sell it? I'm going to explain the options that allow you to free up some cash while also having a place to live. Hi, I'm Kyle Adejobi. I'm a personal financial planner and a money expert. I help people grow their wealth so that they can enjoy all that life has to offer. Before we get into the specifics, I want to define what home equity is. Home equity is the portion of your home that you own free and clear. Here's how you can quickly calculate your home equity. Take the market value of your home and then subtract all of the mortgage debts against it to determine your home equity. If you aren't sure what the market value of your home is, you can check sites such as Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com or Trulia for estimates. If you've made a lot of improvements to your home since you bought it, you may find that an in-person appraisal will be more accurate. The first way to access the equity in your home is through a product called a home equity line of credit, also known as a HELOC. A home equity line of credit is a credit line that is secured by your home. About 2/3 of homeowners in the US have a first mortgage. And if you add a HELOC, this will be in the second position behind your first mortgage. Let's assume that you apply for a $100,000 home equity line of credit. If approved, this means that you will have the ability to draw on your line up to the limit of $100,000. You could borrow just $100,000 from your line or $50,000. The key is that you will have the ability to borrow and pay back funds as needed. In a way, this product is similar to a credit card in the way that it is designed, with the main difference being that it is secured by your property versus credit cards are usually not secured by anything. So if you have a HELOC and draw $10,000 to pay for new windows, for instance, you pay interest only on the amount that is used. Some other key features of a HELOC is that the rates are typically variable versus fixed. And this makes sense because the bank doesn't know when and how much money you will be using on your line of credit. So it makes sense that the rate on it will be a variable rate versus one that is fixed. Another feature of the HELOC is that it will have a draw period and a repayment period. A draw period is the time frame where you can withdraw money from the home equity line of credit. A repayment period is a time frame where all you can do is pay back what you borrowed. You will no longer have the ability to draw on your line. During the draw period, the payments required will be smaller as it will mostly be interest. During the repayment period, the payments are typically larger because you are expected to not only pay back interest, but a good portion of the principal so that your debts can be paid off by a specific timeline. Common draw periods on a home equity line of credit are 5 to 10 years, and common repayment periods are 20 to 30 years. The second way to access your home equity without selling is to get a product known as a home equity loan or a HE loan. Now, a home equity loan is different from a home equity line of credit in that with a HE loan, you get all of the money you applied for at closing via either a check or a wire transfer into your bank account. What this means is that interest on the full amount will start getting charged right away. Some of the benefits of a HE loan is that you get a fixed rate, and the rate can be lower than the rates on the home equity lines of credit. One of the negatives of the HE loan is that you do start accruing interest on the full amount right away, and the monthly payment can be much higher because you're paying back both interest and principal right from the beginning. A HE loan is not the type of home equity product to pursue if you plan to just have the money sitting in your bank account doing nothing. But if you have a specific use for all of the funds right away, a HE loan may be right for you. Based on what I've shared on HE loans and HELOCs, which do you think is the most versatile option? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. The third way to access the equity in your home without selling is through a cash out refinance. Cash out refinances can carry lower interest rates than a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan because they're less risky for the lender. Now, with a cash out refinance, you are essentially taking out a new mortgage that will be in first position. And typically there's only one creditor that you're dealing with as it relates to your property. For that reason, you may find that a cash out refinance is going to cost less because of the lower interest rate that will be charged than if you took a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind. In particular, if you bought a home in the last few years where rates were at all-time lows, or if you refinanced your home to a really low rate. The challenge with the cash out refinance is by you going and getting a new loan that will pay off your existing loan is that you may be exposing your full mortgage debt to higher interest rates. So you just have to make sure that you do the math before deciding to go the route of a cash out refinance over a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit. In addition, you want to make sure that you consider your specific situation before deciding what to pursue. If you find that you need the money all right away for a big project, then it may make sense to do a cash out refinance if you know overall the debt will cost less than doing a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit, and you know that you need the lump sum right away in order to take care of a project. My personal preference is that I like the flexibility provided by a home equity line of credit or HELOC, especially for folks who have a low rate on their first mortgage. The flexibility of having a home equity line of credit with the long draw period, longer repayment period is hard to beat. You now know 3 ways you can access the equity in your home without selling. I want you to take inventory of your net worth, and you can do that by downloading my free net worth tracker. You will be able to see where you are in your wealth building journey. Thank you for watching, and I'd love to see your comments on these strategies.